Here we go. All right. Surface area, volume again. Mostly volume today. All right, it says right here, volume equals base times height. All right. Thanks, Caleb.
Why don't you get a long homework in your studies?
That's cheating.
All right. So volume is base times height. Volume is base times height. Base is the area of the base. All right. So now if we're looking at a cube, our volume is our base times height, and our base is our length times width. All right. So what's our length times our width on this cube here?
Who cares?
4 times 4 is our length. Our length is 4. Our width is 4. So 4 times 4 is our base.
We both make stick again.
It's 4 times 4.
8, 16, no,
16 is our base. All right, so now we just have to take our base times our height. What's our height?
Height is 4.
All right, so base times height, we take 16 times 4.
Is like 56.
Not 56.
Like 64.
Like 64. All right, that equals 64. And how do we label volume?
Inches squared.
Not squared,
Inches cubed.
inches cubed.
Huh?
All right. So our answer for number 1 is 64 inches squared, or cubed.
Cousins are flying back from Disney.
Can we take a look at fashion film space now?
Nope. All right, next one. Volume is what, Landon?
8. 1.
Base times height.
Base times height. Volume is base times height. And how do we find the base?
Length times width.
Length times width. So what's our length here?
8,
Oh my
Length.
goodness.
2.
2.
Listen,
2.
You
What?
didn't even know the base times height.
guys,
Landon's calling a timeout. What do we got?
I am now just figured this out.
Oh my god.
You know those little clampy things? Is that how they make like those little metal rings that click? They've been here the whole entire time. In my binder.
God.
Never knew this. Actually, like these little tiny little circle things.
I thought that was going to be very relevant to this, and that was my bad.
Next thing you know, it's like right here in front of your face. Like,
All right, now that we got that done with,
what does that have to do with
now that we got done with that, let's get back to what we're talking about. I'm glad you had that revelation, though. All right, so our length is 2. We okay with that?
No. I don't know.
Length, right here. 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, what's our width then?
1.
1.
Ooh.
So what's our base? Area of our base,
1 times 2 times 1.
which is
2.
2. So B equals 2. Now, to find our volume, we have to take our base times our height. What's our height?
8.
So 2 times 8
Is 16.
is 16. So our volume is 16 what?
Inches cubed.
Inches cubed. All right. What? Now, what's volume?
Volume
Is base times height. What's our base? How do we find our base?
Length times width times
All right, what's our length here?
4.
L. That was supposed to be an L equals 10. Our width,
Can we get hot chocolate?
4. So what's our base?
40.
40. Base equals 40. All right, now base times our height.
40 times 4, that would be 80. Wait, that would be 160.
All right, let's go back one sec for a second. We mixed something up. What's the base of this shape?
Square.
Rectangle.
All right,
Rectangle.
it's our 2 ends, our squares on the end. Our faces are rectangles.
Yeah.
So our base would be this square right here.
Yes.
So then what's our length times our width?
That would be 10.
So this would be 4. Our length would be 4 because here's our base, this square here.
I said that.
So our length and our width would both be 4 on this one. All right. So then instead of 10 times 4, our base is 4 times 4.
16.
So our base is 16. And now our base is 16. So we have to take 16 times our height, which is
160.
what's our height?
It says 64.
It's 10.
Oh no.
So then 16 times 10, like Kira said,
160.
would be 160 inches cubed there for volume. All right, volume is what, Landon? How do we find volume?
Base times height.
Base times height. And how do we find the area of our base? It's our length times our width. All right, so what's our length and our width here?
6 centimeters and 6 centimeters.
All right, so 6 times 6 will tell us our base.
36.
6 times 6 is 36.
Thank you, man.
Yep. And then what's our height?
6.
So 36 times 6 will tell us our volume.
100
Is that 36 times 6?
36 times 6.
and 97.
36 times 6. Why don't you guys multiply it out?
260.
216 centimeters this time. And this one was actually centimeters too. All right. Now on the back, gives us this cube with all our dimensions, and it tells us, it says, if the base is 9 centimeters cubed, what is the volume? So how do we set this one up? If our base is 9, how do we find the volume? What's volume?
8 times width.
Well, we already have our base.
9 times
9 times 3, right? Because 3 is our height. We know volume is base times height. So 9 times 3. 27 centimeters cubed.
Here's our phone out.
I'm not on it.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Oh, is that square or
For what? It's volume. So what's it going to be?
2? 3?
Are you guessing or are you...
I can't see.
Well, you should know this.
Yeah, it is 3. Well, it looks like a 2 from here because from a far distance it says like it.
Is that better, Landon?
Is that better, Lana?
Huh? Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The M looks like an N.
All right. So now on this one, the volume or the area of our base is 8 centimeters squared. So B equals 8. What's our height?
10.
10 equals 10. So how do we find the volume?
4 times 4.
No.
4
No.
times 10.
Volume is base times height. We said our base is 8 and our height is 10. How do we find the volume?
8 times 4.
8 times 10. All right, we said our base is 8 and our height is 10. And volume is base times height. So we take 8 times 10.
87.
80 centimeters what, Landon?
Square?
Oh, yes.
Huh? It's the 3.
Cubed. 80 centimeters cubed.
Good try.
Straight up a 3.
Yep.
All right, so how do we find volume?
Volume is base times height.
All right. So remember that. You're going to be doing it a lot in your homework. I think some of them it gives you your base, but other ones you're going to have to find the base.